sorry, I will forget that. You all will scalp me if I forget that. I'm so bad about that sometimes. Okay, ladies. Well, we're going to let everybody in. So if you have some friends, because for some, this truly is your lunch hour. And so we do record it if you have to go back in or whatever. I know some of you can't have your cameras on or whatever because everything going on. Don't stress about it. We record it. I send the Zoom link and then we'll put it on YouTube and have it available that way. And I just repost that again too. So if you're, however you found out about this information, you can go to those sites. You are welcome. I always say welcome to share with more. If you're a part of other Facebook groups or Boxer groups or whatever, we are just spreading the love. So there is no right or wrong. This thing kind of just took on a life of its own out of nowhere. So it's just, there's a blessing. So do what you want with it. And I know everyone always reaches out later. Jenny, can I share this? You can share anything I ever put out anywhere. I do not care. So I want to welcome you all on this Thursday. And I know Catherine put in a chat that we're having a snowstorm. We are having a snowstorm. It's crazy here, but I have hope spring's around the corner because I know that beach is calling me. But we have the honor and privilege today. I think sometimes God has a bigger vision for us, and sometimes purposely puts people to connect. And we were able to connect at leadership a little bit. And then we talked a little bit today, and I'm like, man, there is some reason he wanted us to connect. And so I'm just going to share a few. These accolades are phenomenal. I want you to listen very carefully, and I'm going to share some, but I know it's more about her heart and who she is as a woman, not so much about what she's accomplished. But because I'm going to tell you in Mary Kay, if you've been in long enough, you're going to miss more goals than you're ever going to hit. And that is the true sign of success. But we have the honor and privilege of our girl today, elite executive, senior $1 million sales director. Oh, we're so excited. I'm going to tell you, she's been in Mary Kay for 7 years, started her business May 2014. She went full-time 2017. You cannot tell this woman that Mary Kay does not work. Why I want you to listen. All of this happened in such a short time. So prior to Mary Kay, she did serve in the Army. Thank you so much for your service. We're a Marine family, so we totally get that. She's married to an amazing, God-fearing man, James. They have a daughter, Brianna, 4 bonus adult children, 8 grandchildren, and 2 fur boy dogs. I love that. I can't wait to, I don't know. She has all the fun animal stories like I always get to share, but it's amazing. Her goal in her Mary Kay was to set captive women free and to kill the spirit of poverty. She believes that Mary Kay is more than a makeup ministry. She's earned 6 career cars, 1 Grand Achiever, 2 Equinoxes, and 2 of the fluffy pink Cadillacs, currently the highest level of the XT6. And I love that you call it baby Cadillac Escalade, because that's what I tell my people. Oh, it's like a baby Escalade. I love that you say it. She's earned 20, hear it again, 20 gold medals. She's double court 2 times, quarter sharing 2 times, winning the Diamond Bumblebees. I think that's incredible. They've done 2 unit clubs, $500,000, where you get the prestigious $500,000 diamond ring. And then last year led her women to $1 million unit. That's incredible. She was the first African-American sales director in the state of Florida, earning that prestigious diamond ring and trip to Spain. Her highest commission check, and this is not a misprint, $68,000. You heard that, my girlfriends, $68,000 in a month. She has 198 consultants and over 665 consultants throughout multiple states in her Dare to Be nation. 9 first-line offspring, and if they're on here, I'm sure she'll introduce them. 9 first-line offspring, in addition to 4 second-line sales directors, 4 first-line and second-line directors in qualification. She is glad Mary Kay doesn't have territories. Her goal is to inspire women to take control of their destiny. Her passionate unit goal this year is to take hold of her inheritance and possess the land that God has bestowed before her in her future area by becoming the first African-American national sales director in South Florida, June this year. So let me let these other gals in. Ladies, I hope you have your pen and paper ready. We are going, I cannot tell you, friend, how grateful I am that we crossed paths, that you were willing to take time out of your busy schedule, because this goes everywhere in the Mary Kay world. And when women do this for you ladies, it truly is just go give. There's no reward for doing this other than the reward of sharing our hearts and for to take our busy time to do that. And so I'm just going to let you take over. Everyone's recording. And again, I deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate you. And thank you for just being a woman of God and being a woman of excellence and sharing with all of us today.
Well, thank you so much, Jen. And I'm just honored to get to be on this call. And thank you for your Go Give spirit in putting this together. I know that it's truly been a blessing to so many, and I'm just grateful to get to sow seeds in the garden that you've already sowed into. This is such good ground, good soil, and it is my desire and my hope today that I can either reignite or set somebody's business on fire, to help set someone free as we wrap up this Max Out March. My name is Tiqkia Barrow, and I'm super excited about speaking to you today. The word that God gave for me to speak about today is the word in spite of. Today, I want to talk to you about my in spite of. I want to talk to you about choosing in spite of when you could say because of. See, there's a difference between in spite of and because of. Because of makes us say, well, because of this is why I'm not doing this. But I want to dare you today and challenge you today to grab hold of your in spite of, because there's a blessing in your in spite of. Jen just read to you my amazing accolades, right? Our Mary Kay resume. But today I want to talk to you about all the things that we never put in our resumes, we never put on our accolades, and we never post about on fake book, as I affectionately call Facebook. You know, we put up all the glory stories and the amazing pictures on our REEL, but it doesn't always mean that it is REAL. See, in spite of me being a single mom 8 years ago, when I said yes to this opportunity, in spite of me not having the $100 to get my kit, so my kit cost me $134, I chose to show up every day instead of making that my excuse. In spite of the inflation of gas and chicken today due to Ukraine and Russia, 8 years ago, almost, May will make my 8th year in Mary Kay. I joined Mary Kay for gas and chicken money. Get excited, okay? Before it was popular. And who knew that today I'd be able to sit before you as the first African-American $1 million sales director in South Florida, the girl that joined Mary Kay for gas and chicken money. See, I have this book that I love to read. And in that book, one of the things that one of the authors speaks about is how God will confine the mind of the wise, that he takes the things that we think make sense and he makes it make 0 sense. See, it makes no sense that today I sit before you accomplishing all that I've accomplished. However, I hope that that gives someone on here hope. It makes no sense that the girl that had 0 bar pins, 0 bumblebees, and 0 offsprings in 2020 sits before you today, March 17th, 2022, with 13 offspring sales directors and on our way to building a national area. None of that makes sense. But it definitely makes sense to God. Today, I want to talk to you about your in spite of, choosing in spite of, and choosing to impact lives. See, the I in the word impact stands for in spite of. In spite of me being a single mom, I still said yes. In spite of me working a full-time job, 4 days in ministry a week, going to college and going to Bible college to be the Black version of Joyce Myers and Beth Moore, I decided to do Mary Kay and attach it to my purpose and the things that I was passionate about. In spite of people in South Florida in my community and even in my own family saying, girl, Mary Kay is not for Black women, I decided to make that my reason to make this thing work. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some of us will throw away our dreams, our passion, and our purpose because someone else told you that it wasn't for you. But did you know that typically people will tell you what's not for them? People will put their fears and their things that hold them back on you. But you have to decide to let that be their cross to bear and not pick up their cross and make it yours. In spite of the naysayers, I chose to join the top 5% as a red jacket within my first 3 months of doing Mary Kay, because I was too broke not to really do Mary Kay. I just told y'all my starter kit costs $134. And I'm not talking about tax and shipping. I'm talking about overdraft fees that got attached, okay? Because in that season, I had 5 overdraft fees a month. That was my reality. See, I proudly served in the United States Army, served in 9/11. And when I found out I was having my daughter, I was on my way to Afghanistan. So I decided to finish my tour in the military, did not re-enlist, and went to school to become an educator. But nobody told me that in the state of Florida, teachers need to get approval for food stamps. I don't know why the government thinks educators make enough in Florida, but I got something called Mary Kay because they wouldn't give them to me, y'all. And it was in my Mary Kay business that God began to sharpen the tools and the gifts that he put inside of me that had been simply lying dormant. What if you were invited to start your Mary Kay business? Because there's something on the inside of you that God is trying to pull out of you. And it's going to get exercised and sharpened through you booking, coaching, selling, and recruiting. In spite of my circumstances, I chose to still go after my destiny. Within my first year, I joined the top 1% of the company. And by year number 2, we bought a house with our Mary Kay money. And that was major for me because my parents never owned a home. See, I grew up in what you would call homeless.
Okay, with the napkin. Pick it up with the napkin. No.
I was homeless until I was probably about in my late 20s that I realized that homelessness was not just people living on a street. What if you are the person that's supposed to change the trajectory of your legacy and change the future for the future generations after you? See, in spite of what society thought about me, God had given me Mary Kay to show me what was already on the inside of me. The M in the word impact stands for mindset. You have to be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. See, I could have made every excuse for not being bold and bad enough to go after the destiny for me. I could have made every excuse not to become a sales director, every excuse not to earn that car or that Cadillac, every excuse not to go after million. But instead, every day I chose to renew my mind and remind myself that the word was for me as well. See, oftentimes as women, we are gifted at giving everyone advice, telling everyone how amazing they are, helping everyone go after their purpose, their passion, and their destiny. My question is, when's the last time you showed up for you? See, I made up in my mind that I was going after everything that I knew was promised to me, which takes me to that P, purpose. Every day, I challenge the Dare to Be Nation to get up with purpose, on purpose, to pursue their God-given purpose. I need you to understand that with purpose comes the promise, but there also comes the problems. What were some problems that I ran into? Well, my mother, by 3 months after me purchasing that house that I told you about, she got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer at the young age of 54. No one could have prepared me to know that my mother was about to pass away. 10 months later, she passed away my first day at seminar. I cried in the bathroom by myself that morning, put on my clothes, put on my wig, and still showed up. Clapped for everyone, hugged and celebrated everyone in spite of what was going on. And if that wasn't enough, I got back from seminar. And in less than a year, my daughter disclosed to me that every summer from the age of 8, she was being molested by a family member. I had no idea. It was that year that my daughter battled depression and suicidal ideation. And for an entire year, she slept on my couch. You know, the things we never post about, the things we never write about, the things that we never ever share, those little girl secrets. See, what no one knows is that my only fear in my life was that my daughter would never experience molestation, because I too was molested as a little girl. Who knew that this Mary Kay opportunity was not going to just be about cars and diamonds and being the best version that I could be, but it was going to be all about being Brianna's mom. See, because of Mary Kay, I didn't have to get permission to pray over her, encourage her, and keep watch over her. I didn't have to get permission to make sure that I was home to make sure my daughter was okay. Because of Mary Kay, I could pay for therapy. I could pay for private school. What if your child needs prayer, Jesus, holy oil, and a therapist? Let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with getting help if you need help. And I'm so glad I was able to get my daughter that help. If that wasn't enough, my goddaughter shot herself in the head at the same time while I was dealing with my baby. And because I wasn't there to get that call, her family blamed me for her killing herself. See, I was the go-to for everyone else, but no one knew what I was secretly going through. Who does the go to outside of the master himself? Well, it was because of my Mary Kay opportunity that I was able to be there for my daughter, get the help that I needed as her mother, and pay for her to go to Christian private school for the time being that she needed. Well, my daughter was only 13 at that time when this happened. However, today, now, she's 17. She's an early graduate of high school. She graduated last year at the age of 16 and has just wrapped up semester number 2 of college. She's currently in college to be a doctor. Why is it important for you to choose in spite of than because of? Because you don't know how when you choose to win daily, you give your children, your family, and your community members permission to continue to have hope in spite of. See, I chose in spite of instead of making it because of. I chose in spite of what happened to my daughter. I was going to still show up in my business still while getting her the help that she needed. I chose in spite of using the excuses of the pain that I felt as her mother to make that a reason to not work my business, to be the in spite of and the because of to go and impact other lives. Brianna and I now go to group homes, we go to shelters and to girls programs to give girls tools on how to speak up if someone is hurting them. Brianna has learned how to take the bricks of her adversity, the pain that she's went through, to build the platform for her purpose. What is your in spite of? What is your message that you know that you're supposed to share? What is it that you're supposed to be doing in this community that you have no idea God has gave you Mary Kay for? See, the reality of it is I've impacted more lives through my Mary Kay business than I would ever do in a church. Imagine a pastor's wife saying that out loud. But it is the stark, honest truth. I meet more women that have been hurt by the church, that have vowed never to go in a church building at a Mary Kay skincare class, that now, today, help me pray for others, help others, and lead many of our mission projects, all because of me choosing my in spite of. The P in impact is all about your purpose, because when you chase your purpose, the paper will chase you. That $68,000 check that I received from the company, that has allowed me to put my daughter through college debt-free. We decided as a family that she would be the first in the family to go to college debt-free. Her mother, I'm the first to go to college in my family. What is your Mary Kay business supposed to be doing for you and those connected to you? The A in the word impact stands for action. Many of you have all the right words. You know what to tell everyone. You know all the strategy. But my question for you is, when is the last time you've applied it? We know to book, coach, sell, recruit. We know the algorithm of Mary Kay success is 3 + 3 + 3. But my question for you is, when is the last time you did your 30 faces? When's the last time you did your 3 sharing appointments or made sure that you made no less than $300 a week? I refuse to be a hypocrite. I refuse to be a schizophrenic leader. I cannot tell my leaders to do one thing and choose not to do the same. To the consultant, to whom much is given, much is required. And when you're faithful over the little, God will make you ruler over much. You cannot be entrusted with being a red jacket if you have not mastered leading the one, which is called self. You cannot be entrusted with being the DIQ or the director if you've not mastered being consistent and committed with the 3 to 5 that you've already been blessed with. I dare you to wake up every day and just think, who can I impact? The C in the word impact stands for commitment and consistent. You must be committed to the promise that you told and gave yourself, as well as committed to the promise that you told your director or your national. What is it that you said at the beginning of the seminar year that you were going to do this season, this seminar year by June 30th? Then you have to decide every day to be consistent with the activities that are required to get there. How do you get in your red jacket? Book, coach, sell, recruit. How do you go into DIQ? Book, coach, sell, recruit. How do you earn a car in this company? Book, coach, sell, recruit. How did Dare to Be Nation do $1 million during COVID? We booked, We coach. And if you said sold and recruited, you are correct. You must be committed and you must be consistent. You must decide daily that you shall, in spite of what's going on around you, impact this world. The T in the word impact stands for the time is now. The time is now. You know what it is to finish and not start. You know what it is to pick up your starter kit and put it back down again. You know what it is to say one thing and then choose to do another. The time is now for you to give yourself the gift of done. Finish what you've started. Finish your commitment. Finish the purpose and the dream that God has given you. Finish what you told your family that you were going to do, and then attach it to something that your family can celebrate and appreciate alongside you. Why did I become a director my first year? Because I wanted to be the first in my family to own a home. And in me buying my home, my father, to the year of my mother's anniversary, bought a home. My parents never saw nor believed for themselves bigger because they hadn't seen bigger before. Why did I have to be the first woman of color to do million in the state of Florida? So that no one else could tell me that Mary Kay didn't work for Black people. Duh. Imagine telling a woman that's done million in Mary Kay that Mary Kay ain't for Blacks. Like, you can't even say anything. I don't even want to hear it. Like, go sit down somewhere. Can we just say hashtag fake news, right? And so how do you kill the lies of the enemy? You have to decide to be the leader of integrity. I want to challenge you today to decide in this final quarter, in this max out March, that you are going to do daily activity. To the consultant that wants to be in DIQ, talk to 3 people a day about this opportunity. To the consultant that's running to max out, you make a decision to make nothing less than $500 to $1,000 a day in sales. Imagine for the next 15 days, you made $1,000. Whether it was through your recruiting or your selling, what would that do for your business? Do you know that if you added 3 people to your team daily for the next 15 days, starting today, that would be 45 unit members by the close of the month? If you made $1,000 daily for the next 15 days, you and your team would do $13,500 in sales, which would finish up half of your car and even finish DIQ for many of you. I want to challenge you today that in spite of whatever you're going through, you choose to impact someone else. And so thank you, Jen. Thank you to our top sales director sisters. Thank you to my consultants and my dear Mary Kay family for featuring me and having me as your guest speaker. Choose in spite of, instead of, because of. God bless you.
Oh, that was so good. Oh my gosh, I got chills, my friend. That was phenomenal. And if you're okay, if you have a couple minutes, we always like to, whoever wants to unmute and affirm, or if you, I don't know, sometimes we have something we need to share or just say how it hit us, because I'm sure many of you it hit in different ways. And so if anybody would like to do that or has anything they would like to say, a thank you or whatever, please take a few minutes to do that. Yes, Jakara, I see you, friend. Go ahead.
Hey y'all, sorry, I am at the park with the kids. Actually, no, I am not sorry about that. I'm happy that I'm actually out here today with the kids. Life has been tough, and to hear somebody go through some of the struggles I've been through and see you where you are, and to be able to speak that on other women, like no matter what you've been through, no matter what you see, no matter what background you come from, you can do whatever you set your mind to. The only limit is you, girl. So stop putting them limits in your way and just push through it. It is amazing. I don't even know you. I know you, and I love you.
Love you back.
And oh my God, yes, girl. I wish I could hug you in person, but I just want to say thank you. You said everything I needed to hear today, and I'm ready. That's all I gotta say is I'm ready.
Amen. And you make sure if you see me, you just roll up to me, just like I did Jen when I saw her. And I just told Jen, thank you for doing the lunch and learns. And she didn't know who I was. And I just knew Jen through this. And that's all it takes. So if you see me, girl, you just grab me and shake me up, because I want a big hug from you. And I want to see you walk in your purpose and go get what God has for you. God bless you, Jakara.
Yes. And I know someone asked in the message, can we share with our director? Yes. Ladies, I will get the recording. I will also put on YouTube because I know everybody likes things a little different. We'll get them both done. And please share with everybody. This is our final 4. We have big things. And we all just heard there's no excuse, right? There's only reasons. That's what we get from today. Does anybody else have anything they want to share, say? I'm going to keep scrolling. Actually, I should probably stop the spotlight and then I can see everybody.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Janae. Girl, thank you. Thank you. You this is way bigger than just talking on a luncheon thing. And I just want to thank you for pouring into us and pouring into my girls and for being that representation that we needed. So thank you so much. And I appreciate you.
God bless you, Janae.
Anybody else? I'm looking as fast as I can on all the screens. We have so many pages.
I would like to say something.
Yes, please.
This was called Lunch and Learn. This was a buffet.
Amen.
This was massive. And what you have just poured into so many of us, I mean, every time you speak, I just sit and listen because you always deposit deep into the well. But boy, this really encouraged, inspired, impact, everything. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am charged. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Sister Tina. Love you.
Hey TK, this is Keita popping in. I can't show camera multitask with one of my directors shared this with me. I said, yeah, I gotta support my $1 million baby sis girl. You blew it up, you stirred the pot, you shifted the universe, and you always inspire me and light a fire. I said, Lord, how the Lord gonna use her today? And he used you, sis. He used you. So just keep on running NSD, and the continued history is done in a wrap.
Amen. Thank
And
you.
thank you for whoever hosted this and how my people got it. Bless y'all.
Yes. And anybody, anytime we do these every Thursday, we always have different lineups. So yes, and I always record them and I get them out there. Yeah, I think somebody else is wanting to. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sean from Compton. And I'm going to be soon under the national Manina Gibbons. We're working on Martika right now. I didn't hear any of this time, but the last time I heard you speak, I was in literal tears. It was so powerful, but it was just so touching. And it was just different things that you said. I had myself just crying like a big old baby. I love your presentation. It's so real. You're so transparent, as we call it, hot, honest, open, and transparent. And I really appreciated it. It was what I really needed that particular day. So I can't wait to see the replay of today.
Amen. Thank you, Sean, so much. And we're cheering the real area on over there.
Yes.
Yes, that's amazing.
Hello. Can I say something?
Yes, please.
TK, this is Sherelle, part of that Power Nation. I am so grateful. I am so grateful that I saw and found out about this. I was able to share it with our future area, but more importantly, that video you did as we finish our Cadillac, girl. Thank you so much. Every time you open your mouth, God uses you to bless, to transform, to allow people to be able to dream. And I am grateful. I am just grateful to know you and to be in your space. Thank you so much for who you are and all you do. Totally grateful. Thank you, girl.
Bless you, Sherelle. Thank you.
Oh, I love this. This is amazing. We have time for one more if anybody else has something they want to share. Okay, ladies. Well, thank you for taking time on your busy Thursday to get filled up and to be part of this Lunch and Learn. You are always welcome. They're every Thursday. I record them, I forward them out. Get your sister power partners, spread it to other areas. This literally is for everybody. We just want you to have something midweek to fill your heart, to fill your soul, and to catch it on fire. So that way we can finish the biggest Mary Kay year ever. No excuse. is in our way. We only have reasons, right, to continue on. And thank you again, my sweet friend. And wow, that's all I have to say. Wow, is what this was. And so thank you all. Hope you have an amazing Thursday. And this, just so you know, one thing I forgot to share is she was November 2021 Go Give. And now you all know why. I mean, that was powerful, right? And so thank you again for pouring into all these women. And this is going to go everywhere. I hope you all have a powerful Thursday. Amazing career conference. Some of you are traveling right now, so travel safe. Have a powerful career conference if it's your weekend. Love you all. Have an amazing day. Bye, ladies.